My mortgage payment went up nearly $1,000 because my property taxes more than tripled from last year to this year.
Homeowners all across the country are getting blindsided by property taxes, 50%, 80%, and even higher in some areas. And when those bills arrive, many don't realize they can't afford the home that they thought they could. And if you're not careful, this can happen to you too. Let's jump right into it.
My mortgage payment went up by about $500 each month. Yes. As you can imagine, I needed to get to the bottom of it. So I called my mortgage company. They said, hey, listen, your taxes went up. You got to take it up with the Department of Assessment and Taxation. Okay, no problem. So I called them. Get a young girl on the phone. She says, hello. I said, hey. I said, listen, my mortgage payment has now gone up by about $500. I said, I need to get to the bottom of it. And I said, I need your help. And she said, okay, no problem. It's in the system. And she said, oh, we came out and we assessed your property. Oh, wait, ma'am. I'm sorry, what? She said, oh, we came out and we assessed your property. First of all, why y'all in my business? Why y'all assessing my property? Leave me and mine alone. I digress. Okay, so she says, when we assessed it, your property increased in value by about $60,000. What's the tax rate? She said the tax rate is 1.2%. Okay, so I'm silent at this moment because I'm waiting for her to tell me more, because a $60,000 increase on my property value with a 1.2% tax rate does not equate to that increase like $3,000 in taxes. It's not taking my taxes up by that much. I said,
so a lot to unpack here. The first thing is they said they came out to assess her property. They didn't go inside the property. So what that means, and what I've heard in a lot of other situations, is that these folks are driving by the property and assessing a value to it. Now, when you purchase a home and it is getting appraised, there's an actual appraiser who is thoroughly going inside and outside of the home, looking at comparable sales, things like that, and assigning what their opinion of value of the home. Even sometimes in those cases, it's not a good number, but it's a lot more thorough than driving by my house and saying it's worth X so we can get more property taxes. Like, that's just something I don't understand. I think it is good that she called to inquire to find out what is going on, because $500 a month for most people is catastrophic, and that's like $6,000 a year. That's a lot of money. I gotta say though, her delivery is hilarious. So let's hear the rest of the story.
You got anything else for me? Any other reason as to why it's increased as much? She said, oh, I just told you. I said, baby girl. I said, the math isn't math. And I explained it to her and she paused because she didn't understand. All I could think of is George W. Bush, you will pay for your No Child Left Behind sentence. You will pay for those sentences. And so I explained it to her again, and I did the math so she could understand. So I need you to take the headset off. I need you to go to the back. I said, I need you to do some math. I need you to come up with what else could have increased my taxes by this much. She paused. She said, okay. So she goes away. Comes back on the phone. She says, ma'am, I'm ma'am. Just in case you don't know, I'm ma'am. She said, ma'am, I got it. Baby girl come back spitting numbers. She's spitting numbers. So she was in fact not meant to be left behind. Long story short, I had a tax credit for a high efficiency home. I no longer have that tax credit. It's ran its course. So am I at the point doing something strange for some change? No. However, it's getting real out here. That's all I came to say. Okay, so that's my story. Mwah, bye.
Not to knock on George Bush and No Child Left Behind. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I'm going to reserve my opinion. But I think it's good that she went and asked questions, and it seems like there's context that she found. She had some energy efficient tax credit, and that's now gone. So what I would suggest, anytime your property taxes increase, I don't care if it's a penny, protest. You should protest, and there's usually a way in whatever county where you can submit documentation to prove that your home is not worth what they're saying it's worth. So this is something you should always do. Is it going to work? I can't promise you that, but you should definitely look into that. Now, she mentioned the energy efficient tax credit. Some counties have what's called a homestead exemption, where essentially at a high level, you get a tax break if it's your primary home. I'm not sure if everywhere has it, but it's something that you should look into in your local area to see if it's available, and also to see if there's any other exemptions or things you might be eligible for based on your personal situation. But property taxes are something that people don't think about when it's time to buy a house. People look at the mortgage payment and think it's going to be the same forever. And typically your mortgage payment is made up of your principal and interest on your loan, and then your taxes and insurance are typically attached to it for one payment, and the mortgage company puts the taxes and insurance into an escrow account, and when the taxes and insurance are due, it's paid out of there. That's typically how most mortgage payments are put together. So you need to understand those costs will go up. To the extent they'll go up, I don't know, but you need to have some buffer for that.
Our property taxes have increased 61% since purchasing this home 6 years ago. And we got our property tax bill in the mail today, and I about fell over. And I don't think that this is a topic that enough people talk about when it comes to talking about homeownership and how you purchase a home and you try to budget for and prepare for different things. But the property taxes are so out of your control. And of course, we expected them to increase a little bit year over year, but 61% in 6 years is just mind boggling. And I just need to know that I'm not alone. So if you have crazy property taxes, please let me know, because this feels crazy. For reference, we are just outside of Atlanta. We are in Cobb County, Georgia, right over the line from Fulton County. And while I am grateful that our home is increasing in value, I am also horrified because everything else, the price of everything else is increasing. And this was the last extra bill that we needed. As you hear my kids yelling in the background because my husband just got home.
61% increase in property taxes over 6 years is diabolical. So basically, her property taxes increased 10% per year. And the problem I have with these appraisals, these drive-by appraisals, is that it's not based on reality, right? At the end of the day, her home is not for sale. Nobody has made her an offer. So y'all are just slapping on a number so you can squeeze people more for property taxes. And, there's the crowd who thinks property taxes should be completely eliminated. I don't know how realistic that is, but I understand the frustration, because that's just ridiculous. 10% every single year is just I'm speechless. But I want to hear from you. Are you in a situation where your property taxes keep going up astronomically? I would love to hear from you. Have you protested? And just generally, what are your thoughts on property taxes? Because I think this is crazy. I did not know they were getting down like that in Georgia. So quick tip, something you want to do before you buy a home is you want to talk to the local tax office, property tax office, whatever it's called in your area, and explain to them, look, I'm looking to buy this home potentially for X amount of money. What can I expect my property taxes to be? And how often are property taxes reassessed? And the reason that I want to encourage you to do this is so you can at least try to plan for the future. You can at least know a closer and more accurate estimate of what your monthly payment is going to be with those updated property taxes included. You can't really control how they go up, but at least if you know how often they do it, the percentages and all that type of stuff, you can at least prepare.
My mortgage payment went up nearly $1,000 because my property taxes more than tripled from last year to this year. So let's talk about it. For starters, hi, if you're new here, my name is Kaylee. I like to talk about personal finance based on my experiences, good and bad, in hopes that you learn from some of my mistakes. And you don't gotta learn the hard way like I did. I bought a house last year, May of 2024 in South Florida. I purchased it with FHA at a 6.625 interest rate at a 30-year fixed. Now, my mortgage payment alone, just with principal and interest, was $2,277.05. It's important to note that that's not what I'm going to pay the lender every month, because you have to add on top of that your property taxes, insurance, and that's held in escrow. Escrow is a separate account managed by your mortgage lender, which holds the funds for when it's time for you to pay your property taxes and home insurance. Some loans require that you have escrow, and in this case, because I have FHA, it's mandatory to have escrow. I have to add up my insurance, my property taxes, as well as mortgage insurance. My home insurance last year was $5,774. My property taxes were $2,082, and my mortgage insurance was $1,738. You add all that up, you get $9,594. You then take that number and divide it by 12 for the 12 months in the year, which made my escrow payment $799. Now you take that $799 and add it on top of the $2,277, bringing my grand total monthly mortgage payment last year to $3,076.
I appreciate how she broke it down, and I would be furious if my property taxes went up $1,000, even if it was $1,000 for the year. That's $1,000 that I could do something else with. And one thing she mentioned I want to point out there. So the FHA loan, you can put down as low as 3.5% as your down payment. And she mentioned mortgage insurance. Now, typically when you put down under 20% on a house, you have an additional fee that's called private mortgage insurance. And essentially, this protects the lender if you default, probably because they consider the loan a little more risky because you didn't put at least 20% down. You have less equity. You probably had less to put down on the property, etc. So it just protects them from the potential downside. But again, it's important to understand all of these costs, right? So not only will you have your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, you'll have some level of maintenance. You know, obviously, if you're in a townhome compared to a regular single family home with, you know, a yard or whatever, that maintenance is going to look different, but stuff is going to break. So you need to have reserves for that. A typical rule of thumb is to save 1% of the home's value every single year for repairs, right? So if it's a $300,000 home, that means you want to save at least $3,000 plus every year, so that you can prepare for repairs, maintenance, and stuff, and you don't have to worry about going into debt to cover a repair. But I'm curious. I want to hear from you. Her mortgage payment is over $3,000. Do you think she bought too much home? Should she have bought a home that was significantly cheaper? Let me know what you think in the comments. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, if you get any value from it, I would really appreciate if you hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel grow and helps get this message in front of more people. So I appreciate it.
As stated in the beginning of the video, my property taxes for 2025 tripled, which now makes my mortgage payment $4,002. Before I dive in on the numbers for 2025, I want to highlight a huge mistake that I did in hopes that you guys don't do it. When I got a refund check from escrow, I automatically assumed that the taxes would stay relatively the same, maybe even like a grand over. So when I got that refund, I did not put it back to escrow. That's where I messed up. So from when the estimate came out at my taxes for 2025 being now $8,219, I was shook. Now, I did get a notice mid-May saying that, hey, your mortgage is about to go to $4,002 if you do nothing. Now, if you do make a large lump sum payment of, I think, about like high 6, low 7s, then your mortgage payment would be $3,417. Let's do now the new math for 2025 to bring up why it's now $4,002. My home insurance this year was $3,730.91. I highly encourage y'all to shop around to get a better quote. My mortgage insurance stayed the same at $1,738, but my property taxes went from $2,072 to $8,219, giving you a grand total of $13,687. Now remember how we did the math before. We take that number and divide it by 12. So that gives us a $1,140 escrow payment on top of the monthly mortgage, bringing us to $3,417. But remember, I didn't put my refund check back into escrow, so now I had a shortage. And because I didn't anticipate this huge jump, I was short. Lender added another fee of the shortage, causing another $585 to...
I will be livid if my mortgage increased by that month. I'm not even gonna lie to you, I might be tempted to sell the house. Not only should she protest, she might want to evaluate selling the house. On a serious note, she just bought it a couple years ago. She probably wouldn't even break even, right? Unless the value of her property somehow significantly went up over that period of time. But I would just be extremely upset. But this is why I want you to call the tax people, the county tax people, so you can clearly understand what the possible trends could be in the future, so you can prepare as much as you possibly can.
Do you live in Cook County and are wondering why your property taxes just massively increased? If this is you, then go ahead and watch this video. So in 2024, the Cook County Assessor's Office reassessed millions of parcels of land all over the city, but specifically they focused a lot of effort on the south and west sides of Chicago. In some areas like West Garfield Park and North Lawndale, they almost saw a doubling of their assessed property values, which obviously led to higher tax bills. The big elephant in the room that many people may not be aware of or not paying attention to, especially if you don't go downtown often, is that we right now have a major issue with commercial properties not being occupied.
Now, this is definitely a different angle, but one that we need to discuss. So in states that have become places where they're not business friendly, where there's not incentives for businesses to stay there, and businesses decide to go to another state that's maybe a more business friendly environment, that's tax revenue that's leaving. When commercial properties are vacant, that's property tax revenue that's leaving. You think these local governments are simply going to try to rebalance their budget, cut some costs in certain areas? No, they're going to go and squeeze the homeowners. They targeted areas specifically so they can jack up the property taxes and get their money anyway, anyhow. So when you're in a household, let's say you bring in $1,000 a month, just hypothetically for round numbers, you're probably going to try to keep your expenses below that. You would think our local cities would do the same instead of trying to raise property taxes, raise sales taxes, and all these things so they can blow the money on whatever. That's just my opinion. But if you're in the Illinois or Chicago area, if you're experiencing this, if you know anybody who is, let me know. Or if your local government is blowing money fast and jacking up property taxes, let me know your story in the comments. But let's see what else she has to say.
Adding that to the fact that Chicago and Illinois have become increasingly dependent on COVID funds in order to meet most of their budget line items. This is why you saw Governor Pritzker actually try to keep the state in a COVID or pandemic mode as long as possible, because the COVID funds from the federal government were actually paying for things like RTA and paying for a wide variety of large scale entities in Chicagoland and all throughout the state. So this is why you really saw states like Illinois try to stay in pandemic mode as long as possible, whereas other states like Texas readily got out of that mode and went back into business as usual. The pandemic wasn't different in Illinois than it was in Texas. Illinois just needed the money from the federal government. So right now, those COVID funds are over, and we obviously have a more fiscally responsible president. So with that being the case, Illinois and Chicago are hungry for money. And what they have unfortunately done is place the burden on the Illinois homeowner, which is you, the person who may have actually voted for some of these people who are in leadership. You don't deserve this. And if you really want to see these things change for you in the future, so your property that you own and are investing in can become more affordable and actually be something that you're proud to have and it doesn't feel like a burden, you really do need to look into voting a little bit differently in the future. If you already a person who does vote for fiscally responsible candidates, kudos to you. Spread the word and encourage more people to do the same.
Very interesting points there. I'm not going to get into the political aspect of it. Wherever you lean politically, I don't really care. This is not a political channel. But the point is, whatever is happening in the world, in the county, in the city, I think it's completely unfair for the solution to be to tax residents more, whether that be by sales tax, whether that be by property tax. I just don't think it's fair, especially in 2026 when everything is high, everything is expensive. And sometimes people simply just need a break. So let me know what you think about her segment of this video. I am very curious to hear your thoughts on it all. So what's the takeaway from all this? A lot of people buy a home thinking that the hardest part is getting approved for the mortgage. But what many people don't realize is that the monthly payment can change after you buy. And clearly, sometimes dramatically. And property taxes are one of the biggest reasons why. A lot of homeowners we saw today did not expect their costs to jump this much. Some bought during periods where home values exploded, which we talked about on this channel. Others moved to areas with high tax rates, and many simply don't understand how reassessments, escrow shortages, and rising local costs could affect them long term. Then the bill shows up, and suddenly a home that once felt affordable no longer feels manageable. That's why it's so important to understand the full cost of homeownership before buying a home, not just the mortgage payment you see on day one. You have to think about property taxes, insurance, maintenance, HOA fees, if that's how you roll, and whether you could still comfortably afford that home if those costs went up in the future. Because being approved for a house and actually being able to comfortably afford it long term are two completely different things. Now, to be clear, this doesn't mean homeownership is bad. You know I don't believe that. And it doesn't mean every market is a disaster. Ultimately, real estate is local, and there's still plenty of people buying homes responsibly every single day. But what it does mean is that buyers need to go in with their eyes open. Run the numbers carefully. Leave some room in your budget. Always have an emergency fund, 6 months to a year. And don't assume your housing costs will always stay the same, because as we're seeing more and more all across the country, a lot of homeowners aren't trapped because they stopped making money. They're trapped because the cost of keeping the home became far more expensive than they ever expected. And if you're trying to figure out what you could possibly afford before buying a home, definitely be sure to check out my free home affordability calculator. It's going to help you break down the cost of ownership beyond the mortgage payment, and the wait list for the upgraded version is officially open. Link to that is in the pinned comments. And if you're planning to buy or sell a home within the next year and need a real estate agent, I can connect you to a realtor in your area. Links in the description as well. Now that you know about property tax nightmares, I want you to learn why people are paying off their mortgages in 2026. Check out this video right here.